Welcome back to the
Yeah.
golden age of gear.
I was wondering who was going to say it. I was waiting.
You know, it's crazy out there, guys. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a while since it's been all the way since last week.
Yes.
On Thursday that I saw you,
Yes.
and the Thursday before that.
Yes. Absolutely. This was not back in June.
Nope, definitely not. How have you been?
I've been good. Yeah. Busy. Good.
Yeah.
Busy.
Not much has happened since last Thursday.
No. Last Thursday we talked about the Memory Man. And the funny thing is, holy crap, did I ever just screw this to shit? Because there's no way this episode is coming out right after the Memory Man one.
You idiot.
It's been since the last one.
It's been since the last one.
Where we looked at a piece of gear that we both thought, or one of us thought was cool and thought the other one would think is cool.
Yeah.
That piece of gear was real cool though, right?
It was super cool. Yeah. Oh man, did I ever think it was I also thought it was super cool.
Were you going to get one? Or was I going to get one?
Yeah.
Or were they going to get one?
Uh-huh. Everybody was going to get one.
Everybody.
Yeah, you should get one. Viewer at home, you should get one.
Yes. It is the kind of, it's like the middle of summer, late summer. I don't know what you call it. Like
It's August.
We're in the last part of our good summer weather.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not August. We don't know what month it is.
That's July now.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, we're being stupid. Sorry about that. Hope you guys are all well. Do us a favor, smash that like button, subscribe, whatever it is you do.
Smash it to pieces.
There'll probably be another little commercial in the middle of this where we do something dumb sitting on a couch.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe?
Talking about doing the same thing, but you heard it twice. So what are we talking about today, though, or what are we looking at?
Today we're talking about my Collings I-35.
Yeah,
I-35
awesome.
LC.
Yes. I was kind of hoping you would bring this by at some point because out of all of your guitars that you have, this is one of the ones that like I've kind of always been, I wouldn't say infatuated with, but I've always kind of romanticized owning a Collings.
Yeah.
And I just haven't because, well, I never play hollow bodies. I have a couple of them. And they're crazy expensive and no one sells them here. So, like, up where we are. So.
Yeah.
But...
no, this guitar was it was kind of my number one touring guitar in
1600?
The year 1600.
Yes.
2016. 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that along with the Sir, this was the number one, and I played it for a long time. And I love this guitar, and it's awesome. It's just it's a wonderfully made instrument, and it's aged really beautifully. I've changed the pickups a couple times. It's got a set of Ron Ellis. It's the same pickup set that Bill Frisell has in his I-35. So I had originally put a set of Ron Ellis LRPs in here, and it was awesome. But Ron had said, Bill really likes and I can't remember what it was. I think it's a signature in the neck, and it might actually be an LRP in the bridge. But anyway, it was just a slightly different complement to what I had, and now I sound exactly like Bill Frisell. So that's sweet.
Perfect.
Yeah, and that's really what I was hoping to accomplish, and that's how that works.
So I remember you having these two guitars out on the road. Like this would have been around like whiskey time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So,
in fact, this is the whiskey guitar. This is the guitar that I played on that song, on the rhythm tracks and the solo.
So, how did you end up with a Collings? Because, again, like I said, they don't sell them here, and like they don't sell them anywhere near here.
Yeah.
So, where did you first become hip to them? Like, I first heard about them from this guitar, like from you, and I think Ariel may have had like a yellow or like an amber one.
Yeah. We got ours at the same time.
Yeah. They're both gorgeous. And then the first time I actually played one, because I wouldn't have dared tried to play yours because of your piano strings and your like ridiculous tunings that I can't play. Sean Tubbs had or has a red I-35 as well.
Yeah.
So I played his and was like, these are phenomenal. But like yeah, that was kind of when I first heard about them. So tell me the story.
Yeah, I got connected with Collings through Mick Taylor of that pedal show.
Yep.
And he introduced me to the UK rep, who then introduced me to the US guys, and Mark Althans, who has since become a dear buddy. Yeah, so we got on the phone, and at that point in time, I was playing that Cootercaster Strat.
Yep.
And I was looking for a change. I was looking for something different, something very different. And I was talking with Mick, and he said, "Man, you got to try one of the Collings electrics. I think that's kind of that might be what you're after." So, and this was long before I had even done an episode with TPS. It was just we had made friends, and my first pedal show episode has the I-35 in it.
Cool.
But yeah, so Mick introduced me to them, and then we chatted, and I sort of said, this is what I'm after, and we worked something out, and yeah, both Ariel and I got our Collings at the same time. He was playing with the brothers at the time, and we were playing at MerleFest, which is like MerleFest? Yeah, it was MerleFest somewhere. I can't remember now. North Carolina, South Carolina.
Gotcha. Like a blues festival or something?
No, it's like kind of a bluegrass. It initially was a bluegrass festival.
Yep.
And we were playing. But Jason Isbell was one of the headliners. It was really cool. And so, anyways,
Cool.
Collings, there's like a guitar booth because it used to be a bluegrass festival, or it used to be like exclusively a bluegrass festival. So. There was there's a guitar booth where people can show their guitars. So Collings had a booth there, and they brought up the guitars that we had ordered.
Cool.
So we got them at the same time, and I didn't even bring a guitar to the show. I played it for the show, and
it's a bold strategy there, Cotton. Let's see how it works out.
it worked out great. It worked
Yeah.
out great, actually. The festival that I was at this weekend, there's a band called Brother Elsley, either Brother Elsley or Brother Elsie. Anyway, they're these guys from Detroit living in Nashville now, and they're incredible.
Okay.
Like, one of my favorite bands I've seen in a really long time, and they didn't bring their own guitars. They just showed up and borrowed guitars from the house band, and it was the most badass thing I'd ever seen. It was like, they're all big guys. They're like football players.
Yeah.
The one brother was playing a 335. It was literally like up to here, and they just rocked so hard.
Wow.
I was like, you guys didn't even bring your own guitars? They're like, yeah, we wanted to bring merch instead. I was like, well, you could probably bring both. He's like, yeah, but it costs a lot of money. I was like, hell yeah, boys. So you chose the merch instead of your guitars. That's so rock and roll.
Like, we know what's going to make money at the show.
Yeah.
Somebody will have a guitar we can use.
Yeah. So this guitar originally shipped with throwback pickups in it, which I actually really, really loved.
Okay.
Had no issue with them whatsoever. But I just started hanging around with Ron Ellis, and he sent me some things to try in it, and it has changed the sound, I think for the better, but I wasn't necessarily looking to change it. But anyway, I think they sound awesome, and
So the signal path, we're going into the fuzz face and then into this pedal board, which is just one of the demo pedal boards that all that currently is running is, the L cap in the loop and fuzz face in front.
but the fuzz face is not on right now. This is an honorary mention to our buddy Aaron from Dominion Fuzz. This is a first pedal I got from him, and he had a friend that does like custom artwork, and I don't know if they painted it or if it was like a screen. I have no idea how they did this, but he decorated it in all crocuses, which is the flower of our province. That's the Manitoba flower. So it's our provincial flower. But it's like very, very vintage inspired. And so if you roll your volume knob back, you roll it way back, you get very clean. So that's the bridge pickup, obviously, but neck.
we're back.
And we're back. Welcome back, friends. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the fuzz face into this a little bit. I'm gonna turn some of the bottom end down, some of the mids, give it a little bit of.
Nice.
Loud noises.
So a couple of things. I'm a sucker for any sort of figured tops, right? And the flame on this is stunning.
Yeah, it's a real beaut.
It's probably fairly hard for the people watching to see, but there's also really, really gorgeous checking on the top. And it's interesting to me because the checking is all, I don't know if you would say that it's vertical, that it's running this way, like with the body, where most of the time that I see finished checks, they're running this way, right? Like on my Schecter's not here right now, but on my Schecters, a lot of the checking is running this way. You see that on a lot of Les Pauls.
Yeah, that one's.
Yeah, right. Like there's.
I do kind of feel like it just depends on the instrument, maybe, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong.
Like this has a little bit, like going both ways. I don't know if this camera here would be able to see any of it or not, but, and I mean, I love anything that looks like this. This is not actually a really old guitar, but you know, looks badass. So I just thought that was interesting because also often the lines are pretty, like on this one, they're pretty straight, right? Where
Yeah,
this
these are
is
pretty
waved.
curly. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's got something to do with the grain.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like the checking happens, I think, when the body and the finish sort of. Oh, can you hit the? Yeah, when the body and the finish sort of expand and contract at different rates. I think that's what happens. So maybe because of the figuring, like
following
I have
that.
no idea, but I don't remember if it was quite this checked when I got it. Like it was slightly aged.
Right.
Like it wasn't like brand spanking new.
Yeah.
Or was it? I'll have to go back and check because maybe I did. I can't remember. I'll have to ask Mark.
Yeah,
I'll update you. Well,
the back on that, like same thing. Like the figuring on the back is just gorgeous.
it's a pretty stunning instrument. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is their vintage cherry.
Can I give it a whirl?
Yeah, it's in open
Yeah.
something or
I know.
other.
I'm gonna play.
You can tune it to standard if you want.
I'm not. Nope.
Just stick to the top two strings. You should be fine.
Nope. The neck doesn't feel as wide as like the 50s neck. Like it feels kind of like it's somewhere sitting in between the 50s and the 60s neck.
Sickies. Welcome to the 1960s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they kind of marry like old school vibe with some more modern stuff. It does have a bit of a beefier neck than I think, like in terms of depth. Yeah, sorry, those strings are very heavy.
They're actually, it's not like you said that.
No,
a
they
second
are
ago.
so heavy. They're
You
so
said that
heavy.
A second ago, and I was thinking it was going to be way worse because the last time I played your Sir, like around like the 2016, 2017 time, I remember picking up your Sir and like immediately putting it back down, being like, nope. Like
Well,
don't want
the
my fingers cut
strat, like
open.
the Fender scale length, makes it tougher for sure.
Right, 'cause
This
it's a
one's
bit
tuned up
longer.
to D as well, so it's like it's pretty. But yeah, so you can bend it. It's not like you don't want to be
No.
doing big full tone bends all night long.
No.
That would suck, but it's not impossible to bend a string.
Yeah, one day I'm going to get you to teach me properly how to play.
Just flappy hands.
Yes, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I should drop the pick then, right?
there you go. That's my sound.
There it is, folks.
It's uncanny.
Yeah. Yeah, the body seems a little bit smaller than I have a Lucille, which is essentially a 335 without the F-holes.
Yeah.
The body seems a little bit smaller, but it's not as small as the
339.
The 339, but yeah, I mean this feels infinitely better than my Gibson, but which I mean I have a good Lucille. It's 96 or 97. Like it's a.
I mean, an instrument like that should feel better than. I mean, you know, maybe a custom shop would compete with it, but I mean, like this is. I've been to the Collings shop. This is built by a small. These instruments are built by a small handful of people. They're extremely. You know, not to say that other companies aren't passionate, but that like. You know, Bill Collings was. Such a passionate guy and so well loved and respected by the folks who worked for him, you know, and they really carry his legacy on. And like, if that guitar didn't play better than your, you know, a standard off the rack guitar, that would be a problem. Like this is a very special guitar.
Sidebar, you obviously have gigged this extensively. You've got lots of little like dings and dents in the neck. Does any of this bother you when you're playing? You don't care?
No.
Nice.
I mean, and you just get used to it. Like, you know, like anything, it just becomes like, that's what this guitar feels like. There's, you know, and if anything, it's like kind of helps for like, you play a song over and over and over and you get used to like, when I play this song, I feel this little rivet or divot.
I came back I was in California a couple weeks ago, and I came back, and two of my number one and number two guitars, both by somebody at the shop, nobody knows who, not saying or pointing any fingers at anybody, but
it was me.
My Schecter has a little ding in the back of the neck, and I like picked it up, and I was like...
It has a dink in the back of its neck?
Yeah, a little ding.
How did that happen?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you were here. He snuck in.
That was awesome.
No, so there's like this, little, like it obviously got knocked over, right? And the guitar's fine, it was in tune, everything was, like nothing was broken, but there's just this little mark, and it's my number one, so when I got back, as soon as I picked it up, I was like, I didn't do this. Mm-hmm. What happened? And then I picked up my Novo, and somebody had been using it, and obviously had like something in their pocket.
Oh yeah.
And like the buckle rash that is on the back bottom of it, I've never seen anything like it. I like flipped it over and I'm like, what happened? I was gone for like 4 days. But
I always have like a pocket knife.
Yes.
Just like unpacking boxes, you know, just always have a pocket knife in my pocket. And all of my guitars are just absolutely beat to rat shit on the bottom corner. And the first time it happened was on my gold Sorokin.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, started wearing a pocket knife in my pocket and put my guitar down and looked down, and there was just all this gold paint all over my pocket knife. I was like, oh no. I texted Alex right away. I was like, man, what do I... He's like, dude, that's the best.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, okay.
I know people are going to be like, why is he leaving? But I'll show you what happened.
Derek?
To it. Yeah.
Derek?
Yeah. He's gone.
Derek!
I've run away.
Welcome back.
So, thank you. Thank you for that little interlude music.
Woo!
So, like it got...
Okay, just for the record, that is actually quite tame compared to my gold top, but considering how clean the rest of that guitar is, that is a drag.
I mostly was just like, did somebody take it and drag it across the pavement outside, or what happened? Which, like, I'm not precious about any, like...
I'm not precious. I'm not precious. It's fine. It's fine.
No. I'm not precious about, like, if something gets a ding or something gets a mark, unless I have something that, like, I have a couple of guitars that I've bought that are meant to be collectible. Those I don't want. Like, you don't touch them, just leave them. This is, like, a daily driver. I mean, it has always had little dents and dings because of the nature of like
Yeah.
the body. Like it's a pine body, right? So it's super soft.
Yeah.
So, you know, like there's other things that I for sure have done to this
Sure.
one. And as long as the neck doesn't get messed up, I kind of typically am like,
It
eh.
does look pretty cool. Yeah.
So yeah, but I was more like, who was here and what were they doing? And I immediately thought the same thing. Like, you know, if somebody had like a pocket knife, which they had the like little clip hanging out, like
That's
clipped
exactly,
onto their
yeah.
thing, and they were just like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all my guitars have that exact same thing.
I know we're like super late into the episode, but I would also love to know in the comment section how many of you guys are like, you know, you want to go and, you know, cry in your beer over the fact that like you got a scratch or a nick on your guitar, or do you just look at, you know, every little thing that happens to it is just like kind of adds more character to it, especially if you're the one who does it. Like, you know, I'm kind of on the fence. It depends on the instrument for me.
The first ding always hurts. Once the first ding is done, I don't even notice. I had my gold top in with Alex to be repaired, and he showed me pictures because he's also a great photographer. He always takes pictures like really beautiful photos of everything he builds.
Yep.
And he sent me a picture of my gold top the day that I picked it up.
Yep.
And then right after he finished the repair, and it was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like I'm tough on instruments. I'm really tough on instruments.
Well, I mean, you're touring, and also like the amount of times I've seen you just quickly be like, oh yeah, I got to do something, and it's this. Like your guitar is set here, or the episodes where it's like leaned up against there. I'm like, I would knock it over for sure.
I do. That's why I was in getting his headstock repaired. Yeah. I mean, I wish that I was a little more concerned, but I legitimately, it's just not even a reflex in my body to worry about. And I think it's just like, I grew up, my dad was a working musician,
right,
and also a carpenter.
Yeah.
And he sort of was like, these are tools.
Right.
They are meant to be used. Don't leave it locked away. Don't not play it.
Right.
And, you know, maybe I've taken that to a bit of an extreme, but to me, like, with the exception of like, you know, I've got a Collings acoustic, an OM1 that is very precious to me. I'm extra careful with it, like the acoustics in particular, just because they're more fragile. But my solid bodies, I just like, it's not even like and I'm sure this will drive people nuts, and I'm not saying this because I want to come off like I don't care, but it's just not a concern to me. It's like, this is something that's meant to be played. I'm gonna play the absolute shit out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not too worried if it gets worn in. But I mean, I know that people have, but like when people are like, aren't you worried about your guitars when you're flying? Like, I'm only worried if it doesn't show up to the gig.
Right.
And if something happens to it, you know, almost everything can be repaired, and I'd rather take the guitar that inspires me the most at the risk of something happening to it than to leave it at home. You know, that said, I didn't fly with my gold top this weekend because it was the first fly gig that I've had after the headstock was repaired. And I was just like, I'm gonna need some time with this.
I am the exact opposite of you. I mean, never mind the fact that I don't actually fly anywhere for like gigs, but you and I are headed to Europe in a month to do a version of this at some stores, and I was like, I'm not flying with my with my number one, I mean, I feel stupid calling it my number one, but like my Schecter Strat is my favorite guitar, and that would be an instance like if the headstock got snapped off it. I mean, it's a Strat, so it's unlikely that it happens, but if something terrible did happen to it, I would be so bummed.
Yeah.
So I actually, you know, for that I'm getting a different guitar, period, that I'm going to get while I'm over there, because.
I mean, but I literally fly hundreds of flights a year.
Yeah.
I mean, you fly a lot too, but I'm flying the same amount, if not more than you, with a guitar every single time.
I drive more than I fly, so.
I check all my guitars in gig bags.
Yeah.
I mean, and the reason for it is I have had less problems over the years checking my guitars in gig bags than checking them in hard cases. I have like heavy duty flight cases for my guitars, and when I fly them in those, they come back absolutely beat to shit.
Yeah.
And when I fly my guitars in my gig bags, they come back in one piece. So it's like every now and then I'll have like a rip will show up on a gig bag or something. And most of the time I check them at the gate.
Yeah.
Like with the strollers and stuff. So that makes a big difference. But like, you know, I've got these cases the company was taken over. Calton Cases, when they were based out of Canada, was taken over by this company called Mainstage Cases. They make beautiful cases. But I don't fly my guitars in those anymore.
Right.
Because they just get absolutely trashed. Because I think the baggage handlers are like, oh, it'll be safe.
Protected. Yep.
You know.
It's also heavier. It's
Yeah.
It's everything. Sometimes they don't know if it's guitars or if it's.
I mean, that is literally guitar shaped.
Sorry.
But I mean, yeah, no, for sure. And like, I don't know. But it's one of those things like I wouldn't fly with anything that I couldn't
Replace.
or I couldn't wrap my head around losing.
Yeah.
And then second to that is like, you know, when it comes to the guitars that are precious to me, my Sorokins, you know, the thought of not using them live is like, what's the point? What's the point of having them? You know?
Yep.
So
yeah, I got a new Schecter, the one that's hung up behind you, when I was just in California. They did an import version of the Nick Johnson, but that it has like the Wenge neck, like all the things that I love about the USA. It's got like custom USA pickups, better hardware, everything about it. It's like a 10th anniversary model, and they kindly gave me one, and I was like, great, I'll happily fly with this. It feels not quite as good as my number one, but really close. And I'm like, this is great. So when we go to stuff in the States, like if, you know, I'm headed to Nashville, you and I are going to Fort Wayne, the metropolis of Fort Wayne in a few weeks. Like,
see you soon.
That's the thing that if I'm going to fly with something, that's the thing that I'll fly with.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I'm compromising anything using it, but I also don't feel like I'm putting, you know, my favorite thing at risk.
Yeah.
So
we should probably wrap this up.
Probably should. We didn't talk that much more about the I-35. I guess
there's not much to say. It's a beautiful guitar. I love it.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about getting a Collings, but you should. It's a killer guitar. They hold their value.
Yeah, I've played a ton of them in stores since then. Like when I was doing the guitar store video stuff the last year, every time I see one, I shoot like little reels because their finishes are always so impressive. The necks always feel so great. They are expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah,
they're not cheap.
But if you're looking for, you know, an investment piece and something that you're also going to feel like is, you know, I don't love using the term forever guitar, but it is, you know, I feel like that's one of the forever guitars, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, you don't want to spend the crazy amounts to get, you know, a vintage Gibson.
Yes.
You're going to spend less on a guitar like this, and it's going to be more stable, more consistent, and has 99.9% of the vibe of an old Gibson. You know? Not that we're comparing or anything, but anyway, I love this thing.
Okay, well, let's hear it. Thanks, everybody. I just wanted to ruin the like super nice sweet moment you had and also be like, boom.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.